Today I'm talking about 4 new fragrances from the House of Banana Republic. If you've been watching my channel or following my channel, you've noticed that I've done several videos about the fragrances from this house, from their icon collection. There's a few that I really enjoy from the collection, such as 78 Vintage Green, and then their Oud is also a great one, and then there's a few others, the Orange Blossom or Neroli one, and several others that I really like. If you haven't caught those videos, please do go watch them. But today I'm talking about 4 new fragrances from this House Banana Republic's icon collection, and I first sampled these 4 fragrances late last year towards October, or maybe late September, October, and the 4 fragrances are Dark Cherry and Amber, Tobacco and Tonka Bean, Peony and Peppercorn, and also Gardenia and Cardamom. I'm going to tell you about these 4 new fragrances, and also you're going to have a chance at winning one of the fragrances of your choice if you are a subscriber of this channel from the USA. So if you want to find out about these 4 fragrances, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian with Smelling Great Fragrance Reviews. That's right. Banana Republic has 4 new icon collection fragrances, and as I mentioned, I do have several videos on the channel around this icon collection fragrances. I also do have a top 5, so go check those out if you're curious to learn about these, because they are niche quality fragrances from a designer that are definitely on the not so pricier side, so they're pretty nice valued, and these particular 4 fragrances retail for $60 for 2.5 ounce bottles. So if this is your first time tuning into my channel and you still haven't subscribed to my channel but you love watching fragrance reviews, finding out about new fragrances, discovering new brands, and of course participating in giveaways, please do click the subscribe button below and also click the bell icon so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. So I'm going to jump right into this. I've got these in specific order, and before I tell you about the 4, those 4 fragrances are Dark Cherry and Amber, Tobacco and Tonka Bean, Peony and Peppercorn, and also Gardenia and Cardamom. Can you guess which of these 4 I do not like? There is one that I really do not like, and I thought it was going to be one that I was going to really enjoy. Put that comment down, but you'll find out eventually, because I'm going to tell you all about them. And we're going to start off right away with the Dark Cherry and Amber, which comes in a beautiful red box like this. I do have to say, these particular 4 fragrances are a lot more colorful than the previous collection of fragrances. So this one obviously is red because of the dark cherry note, and it looks like what they've done is the 2 prominent notes of the fragrance are what's the name of the fragrance. So this is about Dark Cherry and Amber. So the bottle is in here like this. And this particular fragrance has at the top Black Cherry, Pink Freesia, in the heart Cherry Blossom and Praline, and in the base you've got Blonde Cedar and Red Amber. So let's go ahead and spray this one. So I do want to tell you, this is my least favorite. In fact, this one doesn't do it for me, and this is the one that I thought was really the one that I was going to enjoy, and I've tried wearing it over and over again. It just doesn't do it for me. There's something not so cherry-like about it, but it's more about like a very metallic and sharp woods combined with like a sort of like an ambery cherry. There's not a lot of sweetness to it, and it just doesn't go anywhere for me. Sadly, I'm starting off with my least favorite, but I have to say the other 3 are quite nice. But I was expecting a lot more with this one, and it just doesn't wow me. It feels like they tried to give me a cherry fragrance, but they didn't give me really a cherry fragrance. They gave me a woody amber fragrance with like light hints, very light hints of cherry thrown in there. I mean, whatever cherry I pick up in here seems like it's trying to come out, but it just never really does come out, sadly. And this one really kind of like falls flat for me. I've tried it and tried it and tried it. It just didn't work. But maybe perhaps with you guys, when you wear it, it might work better for you. But with my body chemistry, even there's less cherry. Like I've worn it on me, less cherry comes out, and it becomes more of a, like I said, a sharp metallic woody amber fragrance. Very, very light on the cherry. Anyway, that's Dark Cherry and Amber. If you guys have already sampled this one, can you please let me know if you like it or what your thoughts are on it? And if you haven't, does it still sound great to you to sample dark cherry and amber from Banana Republic? So this, again, is a 2.5 ounce bottle. It's $60 suggested retail. The perfumer is Claude, and I think he's done a few other Banana Republic fragrances, so I've seen his name come up quite a few times. Anyway, that's dark cherry and amber from the House of Banana Republic. And moving on to the next fragrance, and we've got tobacco and tonka bean. Now that we've covered my least favorite of the collection, can you guess which is my most favorite from this collection? But we're going to start with tobacco and tonka bean. This is right here. This is created by Gino Percontino, and recently his name came up when I did a first impressions of the Dunhill collection, the signature collection from Dunhill, the 4 fragrances, and he did one of the fragrances in that collection. But this is Tobacco and Tonka Bean 2019, and for this one, as you can see, it's a purple theme, and I like both of those notes, tobacco and tonka bean, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is my favorite of the collection. I really enjoy this one a lot, and it's true for the tonka bean, and it's true for the tobacco, and love those notes, and the two together works really wonderful. This one actually smells quite nice, and for the price point, $60, I think it's a great value. Now, of course, Banana Republic does sales all the time. You can always take advantage of those as well. And I do have a link to soavantgarde.com, the distributor of Banana Republic's fragrances, that you can also pick these fragrances up from. So this one is quite lovely. It starts off with a pear-like note, but I think there is a little bit of a fruity plum, but I think it goes right away to the tobacco, because what I pick up is the tobacco pretty close to the initial spray. I mean, of course, you do have the experience of Anjou Pear and Mirabelle Plum, but I think that's very short-lived because I'm getting a beautiful combination of coconut and tobacco leaves, and then of course the tonka beans comes in with the vanilla bean. This is really lovely. I find that this would be perfect for cooler days. Of course, it is a warmer fragrance with the tonka beans and then the tobacco. And the color of the bottle really doesn't make sense to me, but I guess it kind of does, maybe because of the plum note that's in here, but the plum is so short-lived to me. But otherwise, the tobacco, tonka bean, vanilla, coconut, very, very lovely. So this is my favorite from this 4 releases. I really like it. And if you guys like tobacco and tonka beans, definitely check this one out because I think you won't be disappointed. So that is Tobacco and Tonka Bean from the House of Banana Republic, from their latest Icon Collection fragrances. And again, this one is created by Gino Percontino, and that's my favorite from the lot. And we're going to go to the next one. But before we go on to the next one, I do want to mention that those two I felt like were the more masculine offerings from the 4. And these 2 are more feminine offerings, but you know, there's no real gender. These are all targeted unisex. It depends on what you're in the mood for or what kind of notes you like. You pick that one. And this one is Peony and Peppercorn, this one right here. And lately I've been really falling for Peony as a note in the fragrances, and floral fragrances I've really opened up to within the last 2-3 years, and I really do appreciate it. And this is my second favorite. This is definitely my second favorite, with dark cherry and amber being my least favorite, of course, as I said. And I really like this one. And this one is created by Vincent Kuczinski, and he's got both of these fragrances. He's got Peony and Peppercorn and Gardenia and Cardamom. He's created both of them for these 2. And then the other 2 that we just spoke about are 2 different perfumers. So I guess he decided to create the 2 floral ones and the more feminine leaning ones. But this is my favorite of the 2 floral leaning ones. This one has notes of pink peppercorn and bergamot at the top, and this is a really, really great start for this fragrance. In the heart, that pink peony comes in with rose petals, and I like that rose. There's a rosy touch to it. And in the dry down, you've got cashmere wood and skin musk. And cashmere wood is becoming one of my favorite notes in perfumery, because I love that kind of very kind of musky, sexy, woody experience with it. So this is definitely number 2 of the collection, and I feel like this is perfect spring and summer. In fact, it's so fresh and refreshing. I feel like this will be perfect for summer even. There is that spiciness at the top with the pink peppercorn, but it's not a lot of black pepper. Like when you smell black pepper, it makes you sneeze. It almost seems like it's going to go there, but it doesn't. It's really, really nicely balanced with the bergamot, and I feel like Peony and pink peppercorn has a more of an experience at the top, because the top notes seem to be, because top notes definitely typically are more fresher notes, and here, since this is a fresher fragrance experience, the top notes have a longer life. They don't disappear right away. But the pink peppercorn lingers on. The bergamot kind of goes away. And then you mesh into the pink peony and rose petals. It's certainly there. Really, really lovely. A very, very refreshing floral. And then as I was wearing this in the dry down, the muskiness appears with that cashmere wood experience. The only thing I hate about this one is the pink bottle, because I don't really love that color. It's one of my least favorite colors. But it's not like in your face pink. It's a little muted kind of a pink color. And these this one and the tobacco Tonka bean and tobacco one are my favorite two fragrances. In fact, this is really, really up there, really close to the tobacco and Tonka bean. But again, Tonka bean and tobacco Tonka bean wins out in the end. But this is a really, really pleasant offering from this house that I feel like, whereas the tobacco and Tonka bean is going to be perfect for fall and winter, the peony and peppercorn will be perfect for spring and summer. So last but not least, we're going to speak about the Gardenia and Cardamom, and it comes in a white box. I forgot to show you the box of the peony and peppercorn. It's pink, obviously, just like the bottle, but this one has the white packaging for the Gardenia and Cardamom. And I think what they did was they did a theme. Gardenias are white, pink peppercorn, they give you a pink, and the tobacco and Tonka bean, I don't know where they're getting the color from, but anyway, so let's talk about this one. This is created by Vincent Kuczinski again. So he did these two floral fragrances. And even though I really like this one, I felt like the peony and peppercorn was a little more interesting for me. And I love cardamom and I love gardenias. Gardenias have a lot of meaning for me. My dad used to give my mom gardenias all the time, and there was always gardenias in the house, and I always smelled them. And they even grew them. So I'm so used to the gardenias, and I love the way gardenia smells. But I feel like this one is not as strong as the peony and peppercorn, but still a very solid release. And this is my third favorite of the lot, and it is very, very, it's much higher than how low the dark cherry and amber is. I just didn't really care for the dark cherry and amber. But this one, definitely a white flower. It's lots of white flower. You can definitely pick it up. But at the top, you've got that Mandarin and Gardenia. And even though the Gardenia is one of the main players of the show, we also have the Tuberose in the heart. So it's a nice juxtaposition from the Gardenia in the top to the Tuberose in the heart with the cardamom note. And then it does, dry down to a beautiful woody amber. But whereas in the dark cherry and amber, I didn't really care for it because it had a very metallic edge to it, which kind of becomes sharp and not very, not a fragrance that I really enjoy. Here, the dry down is wonderful. There is a slight bit of aquatic touch, and I think I get that from the Driftwood. Maybe it has a little bit of some kind of a salty sea or aquatic marine accord, but it's beautiful with that warm amber in the base. So this is quite nice, and I do enjoy this beautiful, clear, kind of translucent color, white, frosted kind of looking. And definitely the three that I spoke to you about highly are definitely worth it. It depends on what you enjoy, but you can, I mean, if you like cherry, definitely don't still dismiss it because I don't like it. It just didn't do it for me. I don't know why. And this is the one that I was really excited about because I love that red color. But in the end, my favorite is the tobacco and Tonka bean, followed by the peony and peppercorn, and then finally the Gardenia and the cardamom. Those are pretty up there. In fact, they're really close together, as I said, with a distant fourth of the dark cherry and amber. Anyway, guys, those are my thoughts on these four new Icon Collection fragrances from the House of Banana Republic, a designer obviously everyone knows. They are based out of here, San Francisco. I'm here in downtown San Francisco, where Gap Corporate, which is part of Banana Republic, and Old Navy and a few other brands are blocks away from here. But let me know your thoughts on these four fragrances. Are you a fan of these fragrances? Have you tried the other fragrances? Have you watched my other videos on this house, especially the top 5? Go check it out and let me hear your thoughts on those 5 fragrances if you like them. Again, my favorite is 78 Vintage Green, and the Oud is also a great one, and the Oud was recently featured in my designer Oud fragrances video that I did with Dahlia. But to take part in this giveaway, this is a USA giveaway, as I said, please let me know which of these fragrances is your favorite, the one that I spoke about, and also please make sure to tell me why it sounds great to you. Why would you want to check out one of the 4 fragrances that I spoke about. You have to have a reason, and then also please let me know your state as well so that we can qualify you. Other than that, guys, please do let me know your thoughts on these 4 fragrances. Have you tested them out yet? Do you like any of the Banana Republic fragrances? Please put a comment down so that I find out. Other than that, please like this video, please share it, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye. Now, the perfumer for this one is, there goes the bottle.